Well, that'll be me then. Hello, good afternoon and welcome to another race video. So the race focus, what if? We're up against the Zwift ladies. It's 5v4. 5v4? It can't be done. So we've got a rolling sub. I'll come back to that in a minute or two. We're starting the race. It's the Neo Geo Crit. We've got Burrito and Aero as the power-ups. And we have steering enabled, although you'll see or spot one rider in particular. I think they're going to be highlighted any second. Oh, look at that, as if it was planned. Has no steering, so do we pick on her? Of course we do. That is the way of the racing etiquette, isn't it? We're not going to give her draft. One of her teammates does. Keep an eye on that lass on the TT bike. She's not actually on a TT bike. It's just that weird glitch. But at the back, there's Stephen, our rolling sub with a red beret. I don't know why he wears that, but he likes it, so we'll leave it. He's happy. It's fair enough. He is our fifth rider, and we had agreed with the team, the opponents previously, that we will race with five, but our fifth rider, Stephen, will not interfere with the race. He'll just sit at the back, and if one of us suffers some sort of dropout, he can then cover and sort of drop in, if you like. But they were happy with that. He wasn't doing anything wrong, if that was in that case. You know, we were very transparent about it, and they agreed that's fine, because one of their ladies had, I think they've been suffering with illness or something, and so they couldn't get a fifth rider. But anyway, here we go up this climb. It's 2-3%, something like that, for 30 seconds or so. It is one of the sort of main attack points on this particular crit course in Neo Geo. But what you're going to see here, so the race focus was what if, and by that what I'm referring to is if you had tactics that we had, which was to attack on the second lap, keep an eye on their rider at the front, number 1, Zwift ladies. She's going to activate her power-up, her Burrito, and she's going to push her pace straight off the bat. We weren't necessarily expecting this, but we thought, right, well, we'll cover this attack. So Kev and Chris Lawrence went off. It was all sort of panic stations, if you like, but we go, right, well, we've got a better sprint. So Chris Roderick comes past me, very kindly using his Burrito, which provided 0 draft, you swine. But it doesn't matter. That's just what happens. It was quite funny. He actually was dropping the last behind me. So 3 of our riders are up ahead and have dropped or start to drop that last with no steering. I'm just coming up to her now. She's obviously tiring a bit, but she also thinks I'm going to come past her and tow her back to the front. I don't. I drop off the front. I told my teammates this. I said, look, I'm just going to slow them down. Let's see if you guys can get a gap. It is early on in a 6-lap race. There's still 20 odd kilometers to go. But that doesn't stop there. Team captain coming flying through, Femke Vasten or Vesan, with a ridiculous 20-minute power. And she's unwell, so she wasn't 100% fit, but she's flying off to catch and close that gap to the front 3 guys. So I'm going to leave you now, speed it up a bit with some nice music. come on, I've paid for another song. There you go. Thank you very much. So I turn the music down a little bit so hopefully you can hear me. We've got 3v1 at the front and 3v1 at the back. It's not 3v2, remember, because Stephen's not essentially actually taking part. He's there just in case. But all these burritos are getting launched all over the place. They are trying hard to attack me, but they probably should have tried a bit harder with respect. But I'm just covering the second wheel. But if you look at the front of the race, you see power numbers going all over the place, and I believe Femke does put the power downs. The one with the green thing, there she goes. Yeah, over 7 watts per kilo. Kev's covering. It was all kicking off at the front, and full kudos to Femke. She was really trying hard to get away and try and grab that podium spot, making it tough on the 3 lads. They were working hard together anyway, but they were up against it with her. She was courageous. Look at Stephen dropping a little burrito to no one there. Ah, maybe it fell out from under your beret. That's apparently where he keeps his burritos, under his beret. A burrito beret. Anyway. So we're on lap. What are we on? 1, 2, lap. Oh, it says at the top. Oh yeah, lap 4 of 6. Another burrito dropped. Remember that lass at the front now, well in front of me, hasn't got steering. They're all, they're at the limit. I'm certainly trying hard as well, but I'm not at my limit as such, and I'm just waiting for attacks to kick off, because at any moment I'm thinking surely they're going to attack us one and start doing the old rope-a-dope. But it doesn't happen. But at this point, Captain Rigby was giving me instructions into both ears at the same time. How the anyway, he was saying that on this next lap I need to try and get away, because up ahead there is a risk that if Femke wins, she'll get first place, which is 10 points. We'll get second, third and fourth, which would be what, 20? Actually, I think that would be enough anyway, because it's 4v4, isn't it? But you never know. We've got to make sure. So I'm planning my attack here. I'm going to use the burrito. I'll slow it down to, what's this, 1 speed or 1.5. So I'm launching, just pushing the pace. I'm not sprinting. I'm making it hard for them to chase. So at the moment, I am undraftable. So they've got to work really hard to get back on my wheel. And then I'm going up this climb. I'm also using the aero. I know I've got an alright punch, if you like, but it takes me quite a bit to recover at the moment afterwards. So I've got to make use of this uphill and downhill. You can see the gap growing in the top right. They've essentially kind of eased off trying to keep up with me. So I'm fairly comfortable now that I've got a decent gap and I can keep pushing. Meanwhile, up ahead, you can see that they're all fairly kind of, actually I think Femke's, oh no, they're just sitting in her draft. I'm pretty sure I do swap around and we have a look up ahead at some point. But for the meantime, if you're familiar with this course, you know it's pretty much pan flat. This is the only other sort of undulation, if you like, up this rise coming up here pretty much. So you know, it's a chance for people to push and attack there as well. I've got a burrito. It's totally pointless, but I'm also now starting to realise, although I haven't actually been able to check, but my predicted finish position for this race is probably going to be second or first. So I need to be trying to get. I'm pushing hard. I've left it too late, I think. Oh, this is the front, is Chris. You can see Femke, she's chasing, so Chris has got a little gap. The two behind just sitting, she can pull them back. And, you know, they're putting, quite rightly, they're putting the hurt on her. Oh, she's using the old burrito tactic, but she's got two strong sprinters behind her in Kev and Chris Wadrup, so they ain't going to give up. And Chris Lawrence is a bit of a TT specialist. He will be just putting the hurt on her, and making it harder for her to get anywhere near being off the front on her own. You can see the gaps come down now. It was about 40 odd seconds. It's now down to 8. I am closing it, but long story short, I don't... Oh, you can just see them up ahead as well. I didn't quite get there. I'm absolutely knackered anyway, and I just thought, well, let's just cut to the not the chase, but let's have a look at what happens at the front at the end. So Femke's leading them out, fairly confident that she doesn't have a sprint left in her legs. She'll try, and she has been trying, but at this point the lads are going, right, are you ready to go? They're talking about what power-ups they've got, and Chris Wadrup is very soon, or there he is, he's launching, off he goes, aero power-up. Kev chases him, 2 sprinters going, Chris Lawrence, off he goes, and just to rub salt in the wound, there you go, have a burrito. So they've made it hard for Femke, they've now just made it even harder. Bit sly, but that is racing, just to cement that top 3. I'm actually thinking, oh no, the finish is here, not at the end of the alley sprint. I don't think I would have got her anyway, but I was close. So there you go, guys. We had top 3, and they got 4th, and we got 5th. It was a great race, 33 to 19. That was the podium, as you can tell, and those are the finished positions. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and obviously Stephen did not save his ride, or did not finish. He just quit, but he was there just as a backup, just in case. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. It was a big thank you to Zwift ladies. Very, very good race. And thank you to our DS team.